It's just fantastic. Captain's log, subdates 210719.9. Apparently this particular brand of Antifa have stealth detection technology, so I've readied the Arcadia for an all-out assault. They think by clinging to my hull, I'll pay their toll. Lol. Today I'd like to talk about a family called the Smithy Family. They are a rather large TikTok channel, page, whatever you want to call it. Over 3.1 million followers. Over 280 million likes. To me, this is a little heartwarming and heart-wrenching. Heartwarming to see somebody go from where they were to where they became. Heart-wrenching to see them torn down by black-pilled boomers who don't like it when someone who they can closely resemble to that of Little Light Roman Atwood starts to gain some ground on social media as a family, page, channel, whatever. As they have a YouTube channel, let's go with channel. The head of this family is a man called Nick, who was once a builder that used to work 6 to 7 days a week, to the point where he never really got to see any of his children or his missus, Jess. They have managed to grow a substantial audience, like I earlier mentioned, on TikTok, to the point where Nick was able to quit his building job and go full-time on social media as a family channel. And I will say, for the sake of it, after perusing the content on YouTube and TikTok, I certainly saw no real issues here. I know a lot of people have very jaded or stubborn mentalities when it comes to family channels, but in the context of the Smithy family, I found very little that's at all controversial. This isn't Daddy-O5 territory. This isn't child abuse. This is effectively a man and his partner having fun with children. If someone now wants to say, but he made the boy dress in a dress. So did he, if you paid attention to any of the content. They all did it. It's quite amusing. And in case they see this, to the Smithy family, congratulations on turning something you love into a profession so that you could then spend more time with your children. At some point, accidentally, Nick put out a video that featured his street address on, and this will lead to further comments I want to make on online anonymity. We'll get to that soon. Now, this street address leak wasn't quite on par with that of Dragon Lord, and if you know who he is or don't know who he is, go watch Count Dankula's Part 1 and Part 2 on Dragon Lord. It is similar in a minor aspect, but not in the grand scheme, i.e. putting out a dress unknowingly in the case of this family, but in both instances not realizing the consequences of doing so. Now, this is enough of an error that the earlier mentioned black pill boomers of the internet took notice and decided to get to work on ruining this family for trying to be, well, earlier again, Little Light Roman Atwood, or a family channel. Many people don't believe that these channels should exist. I fundamentally disagree, but that is just me. Now, the way this all started, the trolling from the earlier mentioned black pill boomers that I've said earlier mentioned enough times that I'm going to stop saying it now, was that they started to send takeaways that the family did not order to their home, which in retrospect only harms one person, and that is the person who was made to deliver it, because they're losing work here, and then the company that, made it, because they might have an issue selling it on, unless they get incredibly lucky. This then escalated to many takeaways a week. But, as is customary for online trolls, this is not where the story ends. This got escalated further. Now, I'm not sure which one happened first, so I'm just going to do them in the order that I wrote them down. Stones were thrown at the house, more notably at the room of their newest member of the family, an infant. How very grown up of you. This then escalated even further, because there are levels to this kind of trolling, to sending a hooker to the family home, because they totally needed one, right? But don't worry guys, they took it another step, although there are some conspiracies on this particular escalation, and I'm unsure at time of recording as to the validity of it, but we'll get to those in a moment as well. So what happened next? On Wednesday the 14th of July at 11 PM, two morons, set fire to the family car, a Mondeo. Now, I do want to say, for the sake of it, it is normal in suburban areas, in the UK especially, if you know your neighbours, you don't generally lock your car, because no one's going to steal it, because you know your neighbours. The fire, though, spread, and it spread fast because one of the fire starters, no joke, pun, song intended, had an accelerant, and the fire spread and hit the front of the house, blocking off any exit from the front of the property, which then led to the entire family managing to escape, pets and all, out of the rear of the house, because it was the only option they had. Nick Smith, the homeowner, he had been spending all his income not just on paying bills, but also doing up that home, making it as comfortable, fun, and exciting for the family as he could. And in a blink, or a click, the house was essentially gone, because he can't realistically move back. Not just because of the fire damage, which actually could possibly be fixed, we're not sure just yet. He would know though because of his building experience, but also because those that trolled him have taken it to a level where his family's lives are in danger. That is a level that no one wants to cross, or should cross. Hell, they haven't even done this to the likes of Dragonlord. They just set up pilgrimages, throw cakes at his house, and get chased off with big sticks. Oh, and set off fireworks. The point stands, there is a level here, and this is not okay. It doesn't matter what Nick Smith has done to offend you, no one should be doing this. No one should ever be doing this to another person, least of all endangering the family. Some have speculated that Nick Smith is doing this as a form of insurance scam. I have yet to see anywhere any proof to confirm that. But if it is proven, of course, I will correct myself on that. It would be quite the crime to commit. Certainly halls of injustice worthy. A number of GoFundMes, fundraisers in other places have been started by people as a means to help the family. Many of those are scams. Do not donate to them unless the Smithy family themselves have promoted it. Since this has happened, Nick Smith has been very vocal on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube, with regards to what has happened and what will happen in the future. His main concern is he may well have to go back to building, which means he then doesn't get to see his family, because people don't like the fact that he makes content that he and his family enjoy making, that they also get to spend time together. And I can see his point, but there is another point to all of this that I want to address. Since the Euro 2021 tournament where England lost and a number of players missed penalties and got a lot of abuse, some of which was racial, others was critical, people have called for an ID requirement for using social media, which many believe will lead to the likes of doxing, swatting, and this level of trolling. Essentially, people's own personal pilgrimages to hassle whoever it is online they arbitrarily just don't like. I've been trawling through comments for hours trying to find a legit reason to not like the Smithy family. I still haven't found one. When it comes to people's personal lives away from all of this online, everyone should have the right to live their life. If you want to be that guy or girl or whatever you are. Be whatever you want to be. Be a dick on the internet. But don't do this to families. We don't do this to people. Mean words? Fine. Burning someone's house down? Not okay. As funny as someone might well find this to cause suffering to someone on this level? No. And I mentioned the online idea with the ID requirement because I think it's a bad idea. Because there are many people who are themselves innocent, who then get dragged into things because guilt by association. Because some people really see the line and just decide, I'm going to go beyond it because I think I know better. Do I think this means the internet needs to be policed? No. But morons doing things like this will lead to the internet being policed further. We can all hide behind VPNs if we like and go to other countries. But as more and more morons do things like this, the countries where we think we may well be safe to continue our activities safely will no longer be safe because they will also start to police the internet further. Think of the bigger picture instead of getting your rocks off.